Hello everyone, this is Sambhu from Cloud Tech. Hope you guys are doing well. I am also doing well. This is the continuous session from yesterday's session about the VPC, like a virtual private cloud, right? So in yesterday's session, I have already demonstrated all these details deep dive. So today we'll go through in AWS console and we'll create one by one component of the VPC, and then we'll had some hands-on. Okay. So let's go to the AWS console, guys. Let's first create the VPC. Okay, in the US East one. Okay. So before that, let's just give me a little bit highlight about that what yesterday we have covered here. Like yesterday we covered about that all these component internet gateway, what this internet gateway, what this NAT gateway, what the public subnet, public route table, private subnet, and then defined availability zone, then VPC, then internet gateway, then default subnet, default route table, and how we can calculate the CIDR value. Those everything we have talked about yesterday. Okay. So guys, if you not yet watched my previous video yesterday session, then I will give that link to this video description. Please have a look. So let's move on to AWS console and let's go to the VPC first. Okay, let's create the VPC. Select the VPC and select the as per yesterday demos, right? What could be our CIDR range 10.0.0.26. Okay. So guys, let's move on to that and select that 10.0.0/26. So this is the CIDR range. So what does mean? I have yesterday already demonstrated like how we can calculate how many IP address. Basically 26 means total 64 IP address, like 32 minus 26. So like that the calculation. So I have already done yesterday. So if you not yet watch my previous video, please have a look. And then CIDR. Oh, sorry, this is the tag name. Oh, sorry, this is the name of the VPC and this is the CIDR value. Let's keep the VPC or own VPC, something like that. And select all default custom VPC. Let's keep. So our VPC creation is done. Like as per this architecture diagram, right? This part outer, this part, right? This entire part, it's done, right? However, I am moving the mouse, not inside the component, only this outer part is done. So let's now go to one by one component. Let's first create like this VPC is done, right? So since it is a private VPC, isolated VPC, right? If someone want to talk from the internet, then we have to create the internet gateway. So let's go to the VPC and let's go to internet gateway. This is that. And one more thing, yesterday I already mentioned each and every region will have their own default VPC. So let's create one internet gateway here. And since default VPC is there, then default internet gateway also will be there. So let's me create my own internet gateway here. Okay. Let's create. Let me attach this to our VPC. Okay. So once you have created, right, if you see as per this architecture, this is one isolated VPC and this we have created, right? But yesterday I have already talked about that one internet gateway can only attach one particular VPC, right? One internet gateway cannot have attached to the multiple VPC, right? If you see here, right, let me show you one thing here. So I have total two one is the default, right? Let me try to attach this one to our VPC. See here, attach option itself is disabled. First, you have to detach from that VPC, then only you can able to attach. But what we have created just now, right? If you click here and go to that, here attach button is there, right? Since this internet gateway is not yet attached to any VPC. So let's select here, select this and attach. So this is done. So let me, now this is done. Now let's go to the subnet, like public subnet and private subnet. Let's create that. So from the our CIDR value. And default route table also will be created. See whatever VPC just now we launched, right? If you see, this is our VPC we launched, right? This is the VPC, right? For that particular VPC, one default route table is created, as I mentioned here, right? One default route table will be created, and whatever subnet we will launch, right? It will go directly to this here, until and unless we have specified or we have created that our own like route table, okay? And what the route table details, everything I have mentioned yesterday. So video, so please have a look. Okay. So let's go to the subnet first. So let me create subnet And first select our VPC, and then this 64 IP, what I will going to do, like I will divide it two blocks, cider block. One is the 32 and another one is the 32. So 32 means like it's like 32 minus 27. If you give like 2 to the power 5 only, okay. So 27 only we have to give, right? So let's select here 10.0.0.0.0 slash 27. Okay. This is our starting IP, and let's select I will launch into availability zone A. Okay. So let me give something name, something like that, so that it will be easy to for you to understand. Okay. Like public subnet availability zone, suppose A. Okay. So public. Now public subnet I have created. Let me create one private. Okay. As per this diagram. So let me go here VPC and then private. Okay, like that, and select the availability zone here. Since previous one I have start like 10.0.0, and it will be 32, right? 32 means if you see yesterday calculation, right? So let me show you that yesterday calculation. So if it is a total 64 IP, right? So end IP will be the 63, right? Now I have created a subnet for 32, right? So end IP will be 31. Now next IP will start from 32. Okay. So dot 32 slash 20. Okay, guys. So like this, we can calculate our cider value. Okay. You can take a look in yesterday video. It will be more clear idea on this. So now my tools. Now, if you go to route table, if you go to the default route table, now go to the subnet association. So now here both the subnet is here only. You can see that. So now create our route table also as per this diagram. The public route table and private route. So let me click on this. Suppose click the route table. Okay. And we can select our VPC also. Like this is our VPC. Let's create. And one more route table we have to create. Make private route table. And let's select our VPC here. This is also done. Okay. So now two route table is creation is done, public and private. But this route table not yet associated any of the subnet, right? So let me now, if you see this diagram, right, public route table is associated with this public subnet and private route table associated with the private subnet, right? So route table, what basically is a routing your request, right? Bypass your request. Right? So let's go to the public one and go to the subnet association and edit subnet association, and we can select the public and save. Okay, and now go to the private one and subnet association, edit subnet, and then we can click on subnet. Private sub. Okay, so now our two like route table, two subnet association is done. Internet gateway we have created, it is there, but this internet gateway it attached to the VPC, right? But to who from where, like from where subnet, which subnet has to communicate, right? As per this diagram, right? If you see, internet gateway has to be communicated to the public subnet, right? Then we have to attach this internet gateway to public subnet. How we can redirect that by using this public route table, right? So in the public route table, we have to route that to internet gateway to this public subnet, right? So let me show you that also, how we can do that. So now go to the route table and let me go to the public route table, and here route option is there. Let's click here and edit route, and here we have to add that. And public access means like it's not a specified some IP, right? It should be this kind of IP. Okay, anywhere, from anywhere. Public means from anywhere it has to access, right? So anywhere means this is the IP address kind of. We should not specify any IP address. And then here we have to select the internet gateway, and this is our internet gateway. Now save. Okay, so this internet gateway also is done. Now from the public we can access this public subnet, whatever app we will launch in this particular public subnet, we can able to access. But if we launch any application in the private subnet, that subnet can be talk to internet? No, right? Why it will be not able to talk? If you not attach the NAT gateway, it won't able to access, right? So what we have to do? We have to create one NAT gateway to this public subnet, and this NAT gateway we have to add where route table of the private route table, right? Let me show you why. Because private, because from this private subnet only that the request has to be redirected to some public place, right? Map. So let me show you that. So let me go to the NAT gateway, and then let me create one NAT here. Route NAT gateway, something like that. Let me give, and then select the subnet. We have to launch the NAT gateway to the, as per you see, right, in the public. NAT gateway should be the public subnet. Okay, so let me select the public subnet and public, and here we have to enable like this elastic IP, right? Maybe in my subsequent video, like network access control list and then ENI, all this I will talk about more details about that. For this one, just allocate one ENI, okay, and then create. Now our NAT gateway creation is done. But now, as per this one, right, NAT is there, but this NAT has to be attached to this private route table, right? How we have attached internet gateway to this public route table, now NAT has to be attached to this private route table. So let's go to the private route table here. Go to the route table, go to the routing and edit routing and add 00 from anywhere, and then we have to select a NAT gateway. Okay, now select this. So these two thing is done. Now what we have done as of now, we have created our VPC. We have created our subnet from this two from our CIDR range. We have we have divided our CIDR range to 32 two different blocks, CIDR block. One is the public, one is the private. Then what we have done, we have created the route table. One is the public route table and one is the private route table. And we have created the internet gateway, and internet gateway we have attached to this public route table. If you see here, it is there. And then we have created the NAT gateway, and NAT gateway we have attached to this private route table. You see here, and all the subnet, public and private subnet, we have associated to this public. So public one, public subnet we have associated to the public route table. And if you see here, and then private subnet, whatever we have created, that we have associated in that private subnet and the private route table. Okay, so hope up to this one you guys got the clear idea. Now let's, what we have done as of now, we have created all these components. Okay, all this availability zone, all this component, but we not yet launch any of the app server or API server, right? So let's launch the to EC2 instance now. Okay, so let's go to here. So let me launch EC2 instance. EC2. Okay, let me create one EC2. We need two EC2 instances. One is the public subnet I have to launch. One is the private subnet has to launch, right? Yes. Now, instance, and then launch instance, click on that. And maybe I can give the API as per this diagram, right? If you click API and app, right? So let me give the API here and select this one, select this one, select key pair, and then this network part, right? This is the default VPC, right? Now we have to select our own VPC, which we have created. Select this one, and this since it's the API, right? We have to launch the public subnet. So select this one, and since it is a public, right? So we have to specify the public IP address. We have to enable that to generate the public IP address. So let me enable this one. And security group, if you have existing, then we can click, or we have to create. In this VPC, we don't have any security group. So let me create one security group, launch. Let me give that one. If you see security group, something like that. And what I am going to allow here, I will give everything access. Let me give all access. And if you want to specify access, if you not yet watched my previous video about the security group, we can specify all different access. So you can take a look so that you will get some clear idea on this. Okay, so let me launch this one. So now our EC2 instance launch is done. So let me show you this instance, and it is running. And let me open this and let's try to log in this. So this is the mobile extreme. I have already demonstrated how we can connect EC2 instance from the mobile extreme. So guys, if you not yet watched my previous video, please have a look so that you will get some clear idea. Now, since it is now as per this diagram, right, internet gateway is there and it's a public subnet, then we can able to access from the public, right? So let me show you that. See, good. Now let me install some of the application here. So this is we can do to user data also. So if you want, you can do by user data. So if you not yet watched my previous video, you can take a look that by user data how we can pass this kind of custom installation stuff. Okay, so this is done. So since I have attached that internet gateway, right? So we should able to access this right from the internet. So let me show you that we can able to access or not. See, we are able to access, right? Since I have attached the internet gateway, we are able to access. Now let's try to detach that internet gateway. Then we'll see how it will be happen. So let me come here and then remove this and save. Now let's see we are able to access or not. Okay. Hit here. So it is buffering. It is not allowing. It is still load. It's kind of loading, right? So what we can do? Let's try. We can able to access this one or not. So let me show you that. See here also we are not able to access. From that browser also, we are not able to access whatever application we have launched in that API, right? We are not able to access. And from this put mobile extreme also, we are not able to access. It's not allowed, right? Since it's that's why it is a dedicated and isolated, right? It's your private, right? If you don't provide the, if you not attach the internet gateway, then you cannot access from the over the internet, right? So let's see here it is buffering. Right? So let me again add this internet gateway here. Let me show you that. Public route, edit route, and then add this 0 and internet gateway. Okay, then save. Now let's hit again. This see able to access. Now try here also. Now this part is done, right? So internet gateway and public subnet API part is done. Now we will talk about the private app server. So let's launch one app server here. App server basically what? Basically in the app server we used to store our database stuff, right? Database is a more secure and more confidential data, right? We should not give the public access, right? So we should not allow like from public. So that's why whenever you are designing your application, right, all the database stuff, all your backend DAO layer, everything, we used to keep in that private subnet. And that private subnet, we should not give access from the public, right? So if you launch that, let me show you. If you launch the apps in the private subnet, this private subnet you cannot like how we access through this mobile extreme, right? We cannot access. But from the public internet, right? From the public subnet, from this API server, we can access this app server, right? That is how it should be, right? This from this UI, web UI, whenever you are doing typing google.com or maybe you are typing like flipkart.com, right? When you are typing that UI page, whatever you are able to see, right? This is API, right? That API is to talk, communicate with that app server. But you cannot from directly type this app server URL because this app server is a private, right? There is no public IP. We will not allow to create the public IP also. So by using that meaning itself, you can came to know, right? You cannot access from the public, right? Now let me show you that how we can launch this app server. Okay, so go to here and let me go to EC2 And good, let me launch instance here. Like app, okay. Let's select here. This is that. Select the key pair, okay. And then network, we'll select our VPC, custom VPC. Now this time we'll not launch in private, we'll not in public, right? We'll launch in the private subnet, right? So, and now this IP, the public IP, right? We should not allow. Now let's disable and select our existing, whatever we have created now, right? Let's select this one and let's launch the instance. Okay. Now our app server also ready. Now let's try to access this app server. So for that, what we need, we need to, since we have attached the PEM file there, right? So let's take the PEM file. Some name you can give here. Then the PEM key, this is my PEM key. Okay. And specified here. Now what we can do, we can change the permission. PEM file permission always 400. Okay. Now let's see we are able to access this app server from this public domain. See here, no public IP, we cannot access, right? And this private IP you cannot access, right, from the internet. So let's copy this one. SSH I private C2 internet. Yes. So now I am in sudo, right? So now whatever we have done in that API server, right? We launch this kind of web page, right? Static web page, right? Similar thing we'll try to launch in that app server also, right? But in the route table, in the private route table, right? I have already attached the NAT gateway, right? So let me first show you that. Let me remove this. Since I have attached, right? Let me show you that. I can able to install. Let me show you that. See, I am able to install, right? It is able to communicate to the internet, right? But even if you check the ping, I am installing, right? This spelling mistake. So I am able to ping also, right? And I am able to download this Apache web server also, right? And it is installed here, right? HTTPD, right? Properly. It is able to communicate to the internet. Now this private, right? Private subnet app server now able to communicate to the internet. Why? Because I have attached the NAT gateway, right? Now do one thing. Let me remove the NAT gateway here. We'll see able to now it will able to communicate on. Remove this. Now save. Now let's try. See, it is not able to ping. It got stuck. You guys can understand, right? So what the NAT gateway basically used of, or what the useful of this NAT gateway, now it is not able to ping, right? It will say 100% packet loss. See, 100% packet loss, right? So, but now if you again add that, let me show you that. Edit and add that. Gateway. 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 Now I have added. Now let's see again, we are able to ping on. See, we are able to ping that. Even now, we can able to access that. Let me show you that whatever web page we have deployed, right? This web page, right? Cloud tag, right? So that also we can able to do get, then give this IP address of this app server. But this IP address. See, we are able to get that index.html page also, right? But if you remove this, we are not able to get. So this is how, but this from where we are accessing, this is from API, right? From API, we can able to access this app server. But if app server want to talk to internet, like if they want to install any server or any software, then they cannot do. Why? Because if you not attach this NAT gateway, if you attach this NAT gateway in that particular private route table, then it will be able to access, right? So just now we have seen that, right? If you detach, then it is not able to talk to Google, or it is not able to ping also that google.com. It was giving 100% packet loss, right? So I hope this session will helpful to you guys, and I hope till that this you guys got all this clear idea. And if you still have any doubt or any feedback or any suggestion, please do all your in this video comment section. I will address in my subsequent video. And one more thing, guys, keep in mind, now if you want to clear this resource, right, you cannot directly just suppose if you want to delete, right, this VPC, that, but you cannot directly delete this VPC. We have to, how we added, right, we have to now do the reverse order. What we have done here, first we have created this VPC, then we created internet gateway, then subnet, public subnet, private subnet. How we have done, now we have to go the reverse order. Now first we have to all the instance first we have to terminate, then we have to detach those from the route table, right? From the public and private route table, we have to detach internet gateway and NAT gateway. Then we have to delete internet gateway and NAT gateway. Then we have to delete the subnet. Let me quickly show you otherwise. Okay, so let's see if I try to delete, right? Let me show you. It will not allow to delete, right? But what we can do, first we have to go to the instance and then go to the EC2 dashboard, go to the running instance. First we have to terminate this instance. So let me show you that. Then what we can do, now go to the route table. What we private route table, go to the route section, then edit, and then we have to delete this. And then what we can do, now go to the subnet association, then edit this, then deallocate this subnet, save it. Now go to that other one also, public one also. Similar thing we have to do here, remove, save it, and go to the subnet association, edit, and check this box. Okay. Now save it, and now this two is done. Now go to the internet gateway. We can delete this internet gateway now from here, detach from VPC. Okay. So let me go to the route table. Sorry, now these two route table we can delete. We go to this. The NAT gateway. Delete this. The deletion is done. Then go to the subnet. Then we can delete our public subnet, these two subnet. Go to this delete. Still it is there because we have this. Okay, so let me go to this internet gateway. Delete this. Cannot detach because I guess we have to do that. What is called this? That IP, elastic IP, right? Let me detach that IP. We have this one also, right? So release this IP. Public, we have this. Okay, okay. From public route, subnet is there. Okay, okay. Let's go to here. Route table. Okay. Yes. This is also delete. Now we can able to. It was not deleted at a time. Both is not deleted. So now delete this. This is also done. No subnet, right? So detach. Now go to this NAT gateway. Is deleted. Then internet gateway. This. This is also deleted. Subnet also deleted. Route table deleted. Now that IP, elastic IP. So now release this IP. Release this is the NAT gateway. Still NAT gateway is there. Go to the NAT gateway. Go to the VPC and try to delete. See, we are able to delete, right? It was not allowing us, right? So now if you delete this one, right? So corresponding security group also, whatever we have created, right? It also will be deleted. So like this we can do. So I hope this session will helpful to you guys, and thanks for watching this video. And if you feel like this video is valuable to you guys, then please do like, share, subscribe to your friend, and to support this channel, please subscribe so that it will really helpful to me. Okay, guys, see you in my next video. Thanks. Chalo, bye.